everybody, this is Brant with CPC Bodybuilding, the best channel in men's classic physique. Today, I've got a treat for you guys. We've got a preview of the Brazilian Pro Show, the Muscleworld Pro and men's classic physique this upcoming weekend. And my special guest is a Brazilian classic physique pro himself. We've got Andrey Oliveira joining the show today. Andrey, how are you, man?
I'm doing fine, man. Even better right now. As I told you before, I love to do this review, especially when we're talking about Brazilian guys, because I know some of these guys. So it's a pleasure. It's amazing to, you know, just share with the world about all those amazing Brazilian athletes. So it's an honor to be here again.
Yeah, it's great to have you always, man. And it's even better to have a Brazilian guy on here to talk about these guys who, I mean, personally. And plus, Brazil, as many people know, is just this booming bodybuilding hotbed at the moment where you just have so many talented guys who, you may not have heard of, but they're going out and winning pro shows, doing great all around the world right now. So, I think the coverage of America, like America specifically, we need to do a better job of covering the Brazilians because there's so many good Brazilians
Yeah,
out there, man.
I
So
just saw the other day the two shows I went about the top three or top four were all guys from outside of America. So we were like, hey, what's going on in America? Where the US guys are doing classic physique? Where you at? Where you at?
yeah, man. Yeah, that's the thing. America is known as like the biggest market in bodybuilding, but it's like these Brazilians, man, the Brazilians and the Canadians, they're giving us a good run for our money,
A
that's
hard
for
time.
sure. But yeah, guys, we're gonna get into this preview. So Andre and I are going to talk about all nine of the athletes here at the Muscle World Pro, and then also give our picks for the top three. So we'll go ahead and start out the preview real quick. But before we do that, I want to make sure that you guys can find Andre here on Instagram if you're not following him already. And just a heads up, we are encountering some issues, technical issues with Instagram. In case of you guys, it looks like I'm not following everybody. I do follow Andre, and you should too
Yeah,
if you're watching this.
we
Make sure you guys hit that
we
follow
talk
button.
almost every day on Instagram. So yeah, it wouldn't make sense.
Yeah. But make sure you guys follow Andre here. It's Andre Oliveira Pro, and you guys can find his sponsors there, and then you can also support him with his codes. And then also make sure you give him a follow because he's doing big stuff in Brazilian bodybuilding. He just made his rookie debut this year, and in both of the shows that he did here in the United States was in the final call out. So this guy is an awesome bodybuilder and also just a really knowledgeable guy when it comes to classic physique, which is why I'm having him on. So, uh, you know, Andre's a good friend, so make sure you guys go give him a follow. So without further ado, we will jump into the preview. And here is our lineup here. So this lineup card is posted on my Instagram, which is CPC Bodybuilding. If you guys don't follow already, give it a follow, giving you updates there as well as here on YouTube. But we'll start out here. So this show is going to take place on August 17th, which is this upcoming Saturday. We have an entirely Brazilian lineup for this show. So we've got Fernando Castro da Silva Cavallo, who's making his pro debut. We have Afonso Emel, Rogerio Felizardo, aka Zardo. We got Mateus
Yep.
Lopez, aka Shigeru. Mateus Menegate, who is competing in his second pro show after a stellar performance last week at the Texas Pro. We have Lucas Moraes out of Brazil. We have Francisco Silva, better known as Chiquinho. We have Jone Souza, and we have Luan Souza. So that's our full classic physique lineup there. And our first competitor we'll start out with here is Fernando Cavallo Pro. So Fernando is making his pro debut. He turned pro at Masters Brazil last year. It was like later in the year, but he turned pro in bodybuilding. And you can see here where he won his pro card at that show. So Andre, in the just the little bit that we've talked about him and kind of what you've seen on Instagram from some of these shots, what are his strengths?
Yeah. First things first. Yeah. Look at those legs. Look at those legs. They got really, really good legs. In amateur bodybuilding, it's really uncommon to have those amazing legs. But let's remember, he's a master already. So this guy most probably had years of bodybuilding his back, and probably just got interested into getting a pro card right now. And we get a lot of this in Brazil. Guys who've been working out their whole lives and are like 38, 39 years old. And then someone said, hey, have you ever thought about competing? And some of these guys don't even know what competing is. They don't even know that there's the possibility of getting a pro card and making money out of this show when you're professional. So it's been a trend because bodybuilding is growing right now in Brazil. And some masters really here in Brazil with already great physiques. You know, Carlos Andrade, who competed at a Portugal Pro, I believe it was seventh place Portugal Pro. He was one of these guys. He was doing Instagram memes, and someone reached out for him and was like, "Hey, guy, uh, do you want to compete?" And I was, "Am I able to compete?" And so it's amazing because in Brazil there's so much talent, and you see Fernando's one of these, just a guy who comes out of nowhere, right, and then appears with a pro class physique. So just amazing. I see that his legs are really good. He loves the side tricep, as we are talking before. Uh, he has a kind of good waist also for the classic physique. He's got to improve his upper body as a whole, actually, but I think he'll do really good in this show.
Yeah, I think he has a good back double bicep too. It's kind of hard because he doesn't have a whole lot of them posted, but if you guys pay attention, you could pause the video even when it gets to the back double bicep. It's a very good shot for him, just very detailed. You could tell he's been training forever, like Andre said. This guy has definitely put in the work and the years of hard training because it shows in the muscle maturity, the detail, and obviously, I mean, this guy's huge. So you can tell that this guy has really, really just grinded for this muscle. And I think he's going to have a really good pro debut, man. He could like sneak up and do some really serious damage in his pro debut. I don't know if he'll be like top 3 or 4, but he can still do very well here.
Yeah, I see him as not placing last from what I've seen at the lineup. And it'll probably be a great pro debut. You know, it's a small contest. You know, compared to some of the others I've been and some of the others that happen in the world, we're struggling. Uh, uh, with Brazilians doing pro shows, it got to a point where there's too much shows in Brazil and too little athletes competing. So Muscle Contest is trying to improve this. I don't know if you've heard about, but Muscle Contest is trying to bring athletes from outside of Brazil to compete in Brazil to make these lineups more, exciting for the fans. So back to Fernando, I think he'll do really great in the show, and the legs, the backs will be enough for him to not place last. At least I think.
Yeah, so that is Fernando Cavallo. Next up, we have Afonso Emil. So we last saw him at the Arnold Classic South America. And this is a guy who I think is very gifted, man. Just really good structure overall. I'm gonna find some better shots here. Let's see. So this is a side chest here. He's there on the far left. So Andre, from what you've seen from Afonso, what are some characteristics that he has that makes him classic?
Yeah, I think Fernando has an amazing front frame, something pretty difficult to find in athletes these days. Um, One and tell front frames because in classic physique sometimes we do more of a lateral front double bicep, and because we try, to bring the waist a little more thin than it actually is, which Fernando has not this problem. Has a really beautiful front frame. It could improve some of the of his His legs, I believe it's, the leg width is not really great for him. So in classic physique, not having legs these days is really, really going to put you down in any show. So I believe Alfonso will do good in the show, but I believe his legs will bring him a lot back.
Yeah, I could see that, man. And I don't know how tall he is, but I do think you make a good point, especially he's a good upper body, but I could even see where he just might need to do some more arms and do some more legs really and make that more of a training focus because he has a really good chest, he has a good core, good lats. It's really just I think a training specificity thing. Because
Yeah,
that's a good shot for him. He just needs to bring the arms and the legs up, and those body parts in general are some of the easier body parts to bring up. Really, if you just
exactly.
hammer them with volume, man, you can just bring them right up. So he's got really good shots already. It's just a matter of perfecting them, I think.
Yeah.
So
You
that
see
is,
his side chest also lacks a little bit, but his back, he's got the lower back really developed. If you can find a back shot of him,
I'm sure
he's
he
got.
has one posted here. There we go.
Let's just see. Look at his
He's
back.
leaning back a little
Lower.
far though, so it's hard to tell.
Yeah, yeah. And the
Let's
picture
see.
is actually they took the shot from upside, so really makes the back look different.
Hmm.
And the judges look from downside, so most of the athletes just look at this back double bicep. Absolutely not shabby at all. He's got good back. So I believe that if he brings more legs, he'll be an amazing athlete overall.
Hmm. So that is Afonso Emil. Next up, we've got Zardo. So Zardo is a very consistent classic pro. He's almost a lock for the first call out in every single show. Great muscle maturity, great detail. Now you know him personally, Andre. What makes
Yeah.
Andre so good? Or not, what makes Zardo so good?
Well, Zardo always brings the top of the condition. Even when he's not on top of his condition, he's better than most of the guys on stage. This guy is an absolute warrior. He's from the military police of China, so he's used to struggle. He's got a really good body overall. He's the kind of guy that grows as an overall. He's not, comes with a better leg, comes with better legs in a show, then comes the other show and has better arms. Every show he comes, he looks to bring the whole package a little better. So I believe that the best thing about Zardo is this. Also, the thing is, uh, his speed week is really important for him because if his coach uh, pushes him too hard, his legs will come a little smaller than it usually is. But if he nails the peak week, Zardo comes in condition and full. So that's the biggest question. Will he be pushed too far, or he'll be coming on point? That's the biggest question for Zardo. If he comes on point, this is a guy to be absolutely battling for top 3 to 5 in this championship.
Mhm. So that is Zardo Pro. Next up, we've got Mateus Lopez, better known as Shigeru. So we last saw him just a few weeks ago, actually, at the Muscle Contest Brazil Pro. However, it probably was not his best look, in my opinion. Um, Now, Andre, when we look at these updates, what are you thinking in terms of Mateus's chances to improve upon the last showing?
Yeah, Mateo's got a sickness about 4 days before the last show, so he was not 100%, absolutely. And he was on Instagram telling that it was not an excuse or something like this. He really got sick and it was something about his belly. So, carb up doesn't work when you're fucked up in the belly. Oh, I'm sorry, I cursed.
Oh, it's
We just cut it on the
fine.
dish. When you're bad in your belly, the you can't carb up or properly, so you just lose a lot of water more than you should. So he got that flat and not full look, which is not good on stage at all. I believe Mateus will be coming a lot better on the show, and I really hope to see him on top of his heels because when this guy is at his 100%, he's absolutely stunning. Uh, you remember he just lost to Zanka at Fitira. He was second to Zanka, just like Mateus Menegacci did in the last show on Texas Pro. So this guy got an absolutely amazing shape. His legs are good, back's good, arms are good. As a whole package, he just got to come not sick to a show. So I believe this guy will do much better this show than the last one.
Yeah, I think so too. I think he's very complete, man. Just very, very classic overall. Doesn't have any body parts that are lacking. Just very balanced is the best way I would describe him. He's not the biggest guy. He's not the
Yeah,
most muscular, but he's just very well put together and has very good ratios. And I think that's extremely important in classic physique, and
yeah.
that could propel him to a top five finish here, I think.
I believe Matheus is really young still. He's like 28 or 27 years old. So I believe he's got a lot of ceiling to develop properly, you know?
Yeah. So that is Mateus Shigeru Pro. Next up, we've got another Mateus Menagache. So he was second at the Texas Pro last week in just 1 point separated him from Zonka. So if any of you watched my highlights from prejudging, I actually on my scorecard had Mateus winning the show after prejudging, just based on my post breakdown. And some of the judges agreed with that. However, the majority of judges, there was just one more judge who had Zonka beating him. So this guy just came out and set the world on fire in his pro debut. So
Yeah.
for a rookie and just a classic competitor in general, what makes Mateus so good, Andre?
Yeah. First of all, look at this. Look at the structure of this guy. Uh, Shoulder to shoulder, waist, very little waist, and he's got this vastus lateralis, absolutely stunning. So his legs look crazy big. So he's got the absolute X shape, which is what the judges look for in the classic physique. And the greatest thing I think about Matheus is how much you've grown from his pro qualifier to his pro debut. And it was less than a year. I believe it was 10 months from one to the other. And it's like double the size. So his physique is really complete. I believe he could bring a little more chest. I believe a little more chest density. I believe his glutes could be a little better, but overall, this guy has everything. This guy has everything. Maybe it's a posing thing about the glutes and the hamstrings, which is what I think where I think that Zanka really got the win over him on the back pose because front he was killing it. He was killing by the front. So yeah, just an amazing physique, very complete, and he will be definitely battling for the Olympic qualification.
He's very good, man. And to be able to stand next to Zonka, and he definitely took at least two of those poses. Um,
Yeah,
and this guy is such an upcoming star, man. I think he has great potential. Just as a rookie, battling with a guy who's top 15 in the world, that's best case scenario in classic physique. With how deep this division is, that's incredibly impressive. And there are guys who I think if you took the Texas Pro and you took just about everybody in that top 10, most of them could win a pro show right now. So the fact that Mateus was second in that lineup speaks volumes. I think he's got to
I believe
be
there were six Olympians,
six Olympians.
ex-Olympians in
Yeah.
the show, right? So
Yeah.
he defeated five of them. He defeated five of them. So yeah,
Hmm.
that talks about.
Yeah. So that is Mateus Menagache. Next up, we got Lucas Moraes. And this is, in my opinion, one of the most underrated classic physiques in the entire league right now. Fourth place at the Arnold Classic South America earlier this year. And Andre, this is extremely impressive to me looking at this footage. I think he's really classic. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Lucas. Since he got, I believe, it was third place in muscle contest Recife happened in Brazil last year, and he's from Recife, so was at his hometown competing, and crowd went crazy when this guy was announced, and all eyes are over him. Who's this guy? He's really tall. I don't know exactly how tall it is, but absolutely over 6 foot. And he's got an amazing frame as a whole, as a classic. His shoulders, shoulder from shoulder width is just amazing. His front double bicep is killer. Is a killer. I think it's really hard to defeat this guy on front double biceps. So I believe we'll come to a really fine detail. Posing, he's got an amazing back. Also, his legs do not look very big from the back. So his hamstrings doesn't do not look crazy good. But also as Mateos, very complete package. Not as amazing legs, absolutely, but his upper body is crazy good. His abs really good, very complete. Look at so I think this is the other one battling for the Olympus spot at this show.
Yeah, he's very good, man. The thing that impresses me the most is his width. He just takes up a lot of space. He's got very broad shoulders, big lats. When he opens up, man, this guy just takes up so much space. And as a judge, your eyes are drawn to that. And also, he has really clean lines too. I think his lines are just great throughout the
Yeah,
quads, the midsection. I think like his front shots are really tough, man. I think he could really beat some solid guys in the front shots.
yeah.
It's really just a
I'm
matter
telling you,
of
those photos do not make get close to how separated his muscle are. Yeah, he's just even crazier in person. So yeah, it would be amazing if you could come to a Brazilian show someday. I know it's very hard, but seeing these guys personally would just make you have a little better idea of how good these guys are.
yeah. And that's the thing. Seeing a physique in person is entirely different. So, um, yeah, I I would hope to have that opportunity. We'll see. I hope bodybuilding takes me there, where I can go to Brazil. Um, next up, we got Chiquinho. So his last appearance was at the Muscle Contest Brazil Pro, and this is a pretty nasty side tricep, man. What do you think of this shot?
Definitely better than mine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
really,
that's a
really crazy
nasty.
side try.
Yeah. Abs. Look at the abs. The chest, full chest. Yeah, crazy full chest, and the triceps absolutely conditioned. Chiquinho has an amazing physique. Actually, uh, he's also a master already. I can't say a lot about it because I'm 37. I'm almost a master also, so we would probably compete with these guys very soon. But yeah, Chiquinho has an amazing side poses. I believe his best poses are from the back and from the side, and he did great on his last show. Not the top contender, and I believe he won't be a top contender in the show. But yeah, still very good athlete.
Yeah, and he brings very good condition and
Yeah,
hardness. He's got good arms. The glutes are in, so you know the like I said, the conditions there. He's got good
yeah,
density. He's one of those guys who he does what he can do. He diets hard,
yeah.
he trains hard, and he probably wasn't, given the best structure genetically, but I mean
No,
he works incredibly hard, and he packs on the muscle and brings the nasty condition. Um so that is Chiquinho. Next up, we've got Jonas Souza, who was third at the muscle contest Brazil Pro. I think very highly of this guy. I really like his physique. And Andre, when we look at some of his shots, man, what what are some of the shots that stand out to you the most?
oh, his front shots are absolutely amazing. I mean, Johnny's have a really good physique overall. I don't think it has any flaws. Uh, Judges look at the physique. As people used to say, uh, you start with a 10. So everyone is a 10 until they find something that you're lacking. Look at his front shots. Just amazing front shots. Great legs, very good separation, great conditioning. His side pose is also really good. Glutes, striated glutes. So he's really good. I believe Johnny Johns will bring another great package. But I don't think he will battle for the win, but he will be absolutely battling for the second and third place in the show. I believe that's how good he is. Him, and I'm not telling right now. I'm just telling later. But look, look, look at it because I remember that we gotta tell top five at the end of the video. So I believe John will do really good. Has great structure. Probably one of the best looking physiques. Look at his abs. Big fan of him. Actually, he'll do really good at the show. And probably be battling for second to fourth place in the show. That's what I can give her right now.
Yeah. He's very, very good, man. Very classic. Just really good uh structure overall. Very balanced, like you mentioned. Doesn't have a weak shot. I think you could probably argue that he needs more lats, and that's the only critique I would have. But great back double bicep, really good front double
Yeah,
bicep. Side chest is clean too. I mean, I think this guy's got great detail overall. Um, that like the detail is really, really impressive, and the condition is on the money too. His muscle has a
yeah,
like a certain quality to it as well. You can tell it's like very fresh looking. That's the best way I would describe it. Um, so I think he's got tremendous upside, and he's proven that he can place highly at some of these high profile shows. So he very well could be battling for one of the top spots, but we will see here soon if he falls into our top three. And our last competitor is Luan Souza, who finished second at the muscle contest Brazil Pro to Junior Jaworski, who won that show. Now, this guy is huge.
yeah. Luan was actually my dark horse last show because he really surprised me placing second at the show. Because as I told you, he just crazy condition at every show. And Luan's the kind of guy that spends the whole year. He tries to get fat, but he can't get fat. Guy just crazy condition every year. And honestly, I think he played second because how crazy condition he was, and it was something that you could not deny. It was not humanly possible to get that lean as this guy was. Those shots do not, do not show how lean this guy was. but he was crazy. Uh, Either way, I myself, I would put Johnny's over him on the last show, but I'm not a judge, and my opinion means absolutely nothing. So, but I believe Luan has got great physique, crazy condition. Uh, as a very tall guy, he's got a problem with showing bigger legs, wider legs. But as a whole, you can't talk anything bad about how separated his muscle are, how detailed his back is. So yeah, really crazy, really, really good athlete. I think he has a lot of potential. If he can bring bigger legs, he will be an absolute addict to the other guys.
Yeah, I think if he brings bigger legs, and then I think the back needs a little bit of work too,
Yeah,
just to match the front shots. Just and it's not even that he has a bad back. His back is good, but like his front double bicep is something to behold. That's a great shot, just in terms of how much space he takes up, how small his waist is, and he may not have the biggest quads, but it works. The shot just works very well. I think he could pose it differently too, and it would make him look even bigger in the lower half. But
yeah,
I mean, I understand why he was second place at that show. He also, you know, standing next to a bigger guy is going to get you that comparison too. So, given that Mateus and some of these other guys like Lucas, they're taller guys, that might make for a very interesting comparison at this show. So, Luan standing next to them is going to be very interesting, in my opinion.
yeah.
All right, so that's our full classic physique lineup. Now we'll get to the fun part. I've got Andre here to make his top three predictions with me. So I do think we're gonna probably have different opinions here, which is fun. So Andre, as a special guest, would you like to start out with your third place pick, or would you like me to?
I'll do it first.
You go right ahead, man.
All right. So basically, we could use the logics and put Luan over Johnny at this show as a place second to Jaworski last show. So, but I'm not doing the logic. I'll go again and bring Johnny at third place in front of Luan at the show. I think Johnny will bring better condition in brought last show, and I think he'll do better. He's got everything, as I told you. He's a complete package. This guy's a complete package. He just got to bring better condition or as good condition as one brought in the next show. Doesn't even need to bring as good as one. Just a little bit better than last show. He was lacking a little bit of detail on the hamstrings, a little bit of detail on the back, and it's very, very common to have this on shows because at least myself, this is where I hold much more water. So sometimes we do not get rid all of that water, so it just makes us a little bit of not as conditioned as we could. But I think Johnny will bring the perfect package to the stage, and I put him in third place in this show.
All right, so Johnny Souza there in third for Andre. I'm gonna go with the logic. I'm gonna go with Luan there in third. I just
Yeah,
think the pose that makes the most difference for me when he's comparing to Johnny is the front double bicep. I think he's just got better width in that shot, and he's just got more muscle than Johnny. Now I think Johnny's probably a little bit more complete than Luan, so this could go either way. However,
yeah.
I think Luan is just bigger, and ultimately the difference in muscularity might make the difference. So I'm gonna go with Luan Souza there in third place.
Good choice.
All right. So second place for Andre.
Yeah, second place for me will be Lucas. So I think Lucas will be second place, Lucas Moreira. As I told you, this guy is the other complete package from the show. He's got great muscle bellies, very very good muscle bellies. I believe that, as I told you, details will make the winner of the show, and I believe that the detail would be the legs. This is what is going to take the win away from Lucas. I believe it will be the second place, a very honorable second place, which would be an improvement from his last show. And I think this guy is just a little step from being an Olympian. Just choosing the right show. As I used to say, sometimes being at the Olympia is just a matter of being at the right place at the right time. And I believe when Lucas nails the right time, the right place, he'll be taking his Olympia shot for sure.
I completely agree with you, Andre. He's my second place pick as well. Very structurally gifted. His condition is crisp, very classic lines. And I think what it comes down to is ultimately, and this is just for the entire physique. You mentioned the legs specifically. I think it's going to come down to density in just about every shot. Well, all the shots besides the front double bicep, because like obviously the front double bicep, there's really not a whole lot of density to judge in that shot simply because you can't view
Yeah.
depth. But in the side chest and the back double bicep in particular, I think the guy who I have winning the show will beat Lucas in the density category and therefore take those shots. But Lucas is spectacular and, like you said, I think is very much on his way to becoming an Olympian. And it's just a matter of choosing the correct show or just making minor improvements, and he's there. So I've also got Lucas in second place.
So for my top pick, yeah, obviously I'll be picking Mateus Menegatti. Uh, he's just shown a crazy improvement from his pro qualifier, as I told you, to his pro debut, uh, finishing second to Zanka at a very, very hard lineup, which we had on Texas Pro, as we told before. 6 Olympians or ex-Olympians you choose at the show, and this guy only lost to Zanka, so this guy plays better than 500 guys who already been on the Olympian. So, just as I told you before, crazy structure, the perfect X shape from the front and from the back. Uh, really good side chest, as I told you. His side chest is your favorite pose, and I believe Mateus has everything to take his Olympia spot this Saturday. So my win is going to Mateus.
Same here. I think Mateus is the most complete overall, and the density will be the difference. He also just has this cartoonish quality to his muscle. It's just so bubbly, and
Yeah,
he has great muscle insertions too, man. Everything just pops very well. Like particularly in this shot, man. The quads, the outer sweeps of the quads, and then the lats that tie into the waist, it's very, very, it looks Cobra-esque. Like
yeah.
it's crazy looking, man. He has the broad shoulders to go with it. Just very classic. And I was incredibly impressed with his performance last week at the Texas Pro. This guy looks so much better than what a typical rookie would look like. You don't expect this out of a guy making his first
Yeah.
pro appearance, let alone, even in his first couple of years. This guy is well beyond his years, and I think he's going to go to the Olympia in just his second pro show. So, Mateus Menagache is my pick. So, those are our picks for this weekend's Muscleworld Pro in Brazil. Now, before we get out of here, I want to thank Andre again for taking the time to preview a Brazilian show. So make sure you guys give Andre a follow here on Instagram. It's Andrey Oliveira Pro. Make sure you guys support him there. And before we end today's preview show, I want to give Andre the floor. Andre, is there anything you want to say to the athletes? Anything you want to say to the people? What do you have going on in your life, man?
Yeah. Just want to wish good luck to all the athletes. It's the last chance for them to get their Olympic ticket in Brazil. So if they, so most of these guys do not have a visa to be competing outside of Brazil. So for some of them, it's the last shot. Some of these guys only got one shot to be in the Olympic per year. They're not like me. I could go to Europe. I could go to the US, try an Olympic shot. So Brazilian shows are really about struggle, really about the history of these guys. Some of these guys come from very different sources. Some of the guys come from poor families, some of the guys come from rich families. And it's amazing because bodybuilding put all of these guys on the same stage, competing for the same dream. So I just want to wish these guys really good luck for them. I'll be cheering for everyone down. Because, bodybuilding is just this sport where you just cheer for the guy to be better than the last time. So I believe all of these guys will look better than last time. So they're already winners. They're already champions. Obviously, only one of them will get the Olympia at the Olympia, but at the end of it, we're all pals, we're all friends on the backstage, all good vibes. There's not the kind of rivalry that other sports have, just one guy cheering for the other. So I just wish them a very good day, Saturday, good peak week, rest peak week. And want to say thank you again, Brent, for giving me the chance to be talking about bodybuilding, which is what I love. And just want to send a big hug to everyone watching us. I know there's not a lot of people watching us, but I believe that one day you, Brent, will be a great, great influencer in the bodybuilding world. And I just want to wish you the best. And I wish people watch more and more. That's basically it. Thank you very much for inviting me again.
Man, it's always a pleasure having you on, Andre. It's fun talking bodybuilding with friends. So, hopefully we take this thing to the moon, man. Just keep talking about classic and just keep doing what we love, and that's all that matters at the end of the day, man. So, it's a pleasure having you on like always, and it's definitely not the last time you guys are going to see Andre, that's for sure. So, um I want to thank you guys for watching again. Make sure before you get out of here, you guys go follow Andre on Instagram, go follow me on Instagram. You can find that in the description. So for both his profile and mine, and then also make sure you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel for all the classic updates. But that's going to do it for the preview today, guys. I'm Brant, and that's Andre signing out. Make sure you guys keep it classic. We'll see you later.